Okay, our lovely driver today. Hey girl.
Hi.
So how do you feel about the protest?
You know, I always love a good protest. It's nice to get out. It's nice to get some of the anger that you have for the current goings on in the world, the government, in our backyard. It's good to take out some of that anger in a peaceful and productive way. It's nice to get to know people and get to meet a lot of people who are very like-minded. You don't have to go searching under rocks to find people who are like-minded when you do things like this. So, in my opinion, it was very successful. It was very great.
Okay, nice. Is this flash too much?
No, it's not much at all.
Flash, okay. Okay, so I saw some washed up YouTubers that were pursuing you. We're not going to say any names, but everyone knows who they are. Yeah, so what was your experience? Because I personally was very surprised by how physical they are.
Yeah, no, they definitely got a little handsy, didn't they? And you know, they really don't know how to step away when asked to do so. I felt very violated as far as my space is concerned. But you know, that's part of coming out and being in a public place. You know, you sometimes have to meet the undesirables.
Yeah. Did anybody put hands on you?
They got pretty close. I got some microphones shoved in my face after, you know, I asked them several times to get them out. And I got followed a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, it's like they stalked.
Yeah, I got stalked.
They stalked people.
They identified me. They said where I was from. They filmed all of that while happening. I certainly hope it doesn't get put online because I would hate for them to dox me. But you know, I hate to be so glow with the flow with it, but you know, that's just how you gotta be when it comes to stuff like this. So,
what did you think of the energy at this protest?
Energy was electric, quite frankly. Everybody was in the best of moods. Nobody got baited, I feel. I think the energy was just, it was very positive, given what we were protesting.
Do you think people did a good job of like letting people know, or like identifying the agitators?
I think
like sometimes
so.
we do have them kind of come in where you can't tell who they are, or they try to like hide their identity.
Yeah, they don't make it very hard, I will say. But for some that like to kind of remain under the covers for a little bit, the people that were there were definitely able to scope them out, call them out, and they did their best to make sure that nobody engaged with them that didn't need to.
Did you have interactions with the press? Like with the real press?
There was one guy that was there. He was a very friendly, very kind. I think it was Channel 2 Orlando.
Yeah, Channel 2.
Yeah, he was very friendly. And then there were some other journalists that didn't have like their stuff on them, so that would have been really nice to know who was interviewing us. But the Channel 2, those people were very, very sweet, very nice.
You mentioned earlier that they were wondering who the people were that everybody hates.
The people who everybody hates?
But they asked you, like, who's that person everybody is, like, hating?
Are you talking about the influencers?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just, I let them know it's a right-wing provocateur. You know, don't talk to her unless you know what you're talking about.
But, like, even the press were like,
oh, no, God, that's what you were asking. Yeah, no, okay,
like
so...
the press was asking people, like, who's this person running around the microphone?
They were asking who this random person is that's, like, getting all this crowd of people. And I told them, I'm like, she's a right-wing provocateur. And the look that they gave me was so dismissive. It was the biggest eye roll I have ever seen from the person who was interviewing people. So, again, Channel 2, they know good journalism, that's for sure.
Yeah, like, what these, like some of these YouTubers do. Not all YouTubers, right? It's YouTubers that we would classify as doing activities that fall under stochastic terrorism. Mm-hmm. They definitely, like, toe the line with, like, impersonating press. And then they give the press a bad name because, like, those people from Channel 2 were very, curious, interested. They came in with good integrity. They asked straightforward questions, and they weren't trying to twist, and they, you know, they were upfront about, you know, who they were, where they were from.
And they got consent from the people that they were interviewing?
And they got consent, yeah. They didn't, like, have to run around stalking people or run around hitting people.
Shoving microphones and cameras in people's faces.
Yeah, and it's like journalists like that are actually, like, good journalists. Integrity, right. So the stuff that these, you know, stochastic actors do, these, like, you know, right-wing provocateurs, they make it dangerous for journalists. Or they make it so people don't trust journalists, because they'll always be wondering, like, oh, is this journalist like a fake undercover, like, rage baiter person?
Yeah, it definitely makes it hard for folks who are trying to get the word out to want to talk to the press, because, you know, if they're just going to get questioned. I mean, thankfully, we had thankfully the people who were, like, actual press people, you know, they acted accordingly. They asked us. In fact, me and Waysel had the banner that was out, the Swan banner, and we were asked by one of the reporters if we could open it up. They were so kind about it. But I don't know. It definitely can cause a bad taste in the mouth of people who are, like, it's their first time, it's their first rodeo, and they get interviewed by some person who has the worst faith questions. Just, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is with the journalist is that a good journalist doesn't make it obvious where their personal leanings are. Because if a journalist is asking you questions that are too biased either direction, like biased towards a positive end or biased towards a negative end, sometimes that can be a tell that maybe it's not a real journalist. But, like, these journalists, it's like a very straightforward question. It's not trying to put words in your mouth, and neutral. Like, sometimes it comes off like, oh, they're not enthusiastic, but that's kind of what you want. Like, you want the journalist to be just like a open to the information, but not trying to push either way. What was your favorite part of the protest? Favorite chant, favorite sign, favorite costume?
My favorite costume, there was a guy that was dressed up. I had, like, all of this superhero stuff on, had, like, a helmet and everything. I think he was involved with the protest, but I was feeling for him. I hope he was fine. I hope he was doing okay. There was also this man with a pre-recorded megaphone that was walking around and just kind of calmly walking while his megaphone was saying the wildest stuff, like, just, you know, F Trump, F DeSantis, F the pedophiles, all of that stuff. It was just, I thought it was him, but it wasn't. I think my favorite part was when we all gathered, because we assumed that there was going to be, like, I think DeSantis was coming by, and we all kind of got together and we got a little bit closer, and it was really nice because a lot of folks came up and talked to us, asked us about, like, where our banner came from, who we are, where we're from. So once we got a lot closer, things got a lot more meaningful, and people were a lot more social about it.
Favorite chant? Favorite song, chant?
My favorite chant. It was the one about, oh my god, I can't remember it, of course, but it's the one about the pedophiles, and the don't protect the pedophiles. Release the Epstein files.
Put away the pedophiles. Release the Epstein files. Put away the pedophiles.
Yes, that one. Everybody was getting so pumped for that one.
And we had the drums going, and some of us were dancing. Woo!
Yeah.
Got a little belly dance on, but that one was great. Okay. I think, any other thoughts on this protest, or...
This was our first Orlando protest, and I gotta say, it was very, very fun. I hope that we end up finding ourselves in Orlando again, because, you know, there's a lot of really important things that happen here. There's a lot of tourism that happens, a lot of things that, you know, we rely on people who aren't from here in order to progress with our economy. And it's kind of a bit of a dissuasion if, you know, you're about to get deported because either you posted something that they didn't like, or doing everything to dissuade people to take to contribute to that economy, and I think we really sent that message today.
Oh yeah, sorry. So what organization are you with?
I am with Defund Oligarchy, Blessed by Liberty.
And what city is your group based in?
We're based in Lakeland, Florida.
How far away is that from Orlando?
Oh God, it's like at least an hour.
And what role did Defund Oligarchy, Blessed by Liberty play today in this protest?
So some of our volunteers helped out with chanting. Some of our volunteers helped out with observing the counter protesting. Some of our folks helped out with hospitality, handing out washcloths for folks, and just keeping up with the vibe, making sure that everybody was having a good time, contributing with the chants, and doing our best to keep on the good trouble.
So basically, we weren't one of the main organizers, but we had endorsed this protest,
right?
And we signed on to be a supportive presence, like not the main organizer, but we were a supportive organizing group, helping to make this a success. So it's actually like it was probably I think like at least 10 different groups making this protest happen, and even then you always feel like there could be more done or more people and more, but this was a pretty good. Did you ever see any of the DeSantis or Rick Scott, any of the people leave that you recognize?
Unfortunately not.
We waited for them. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. This is good.